Hello and welcome to ChartMill. In today's video I'm going to share with you my updated portfolio watch list. So the last couple of weeks I have been tremendously cautious due to the rather difficult market environment. We have only one open position for this demo account, very small open percentage risk. And there is also one open setup since April 24. Now I will share a new setup before market opening today, later on in this video, and I will share it also on my Twitter account. But first let's have a look at the updated portfolio watch list. So the last scan is from yesterday and quite some new names on the list, all listed in green. So the setup lists as well as for the stocks watch list. So first let's have a look at the setup list. ERJ, very strong up move visible on the weekly chart since February 2024. Then there has been a pullback on rather low volume, and now we have seen price recovery. Price went back up on higher volume, close to the resistance at 27, so a possible breakout may be on the verge, and that's why it's retained as a possible setup. Air Lease Corporation, cup and handle pattern, important level on the weekly chart, 52. As you can notice on this weekly chart, there is some prior resistance on this level for the long term. NTRA, also a very strong move since October 2023. Pullback to the SMA 50, rejected the SMA 50, and now it regained, and prices are back above the main moving averages and very close to the existing resistance. So if we can break out above 98.82, the next target is approximately at 120, 125. First Watch Restaurant Group, pullback, price recovery, and now there is a minor consolidation, 3-4 days. So if this one breaks out, it's a low risk entry with a minor stop loss just below this swing low, or a little bit more defensive below the SMA 10 or SMA 50. Primaris Services Corporation, cup and handle. It attempted to break out last Friday, but it closed again below the breakout point. Some decent volume, above average volume, so maybe we'll get another attempt today. MCore Group, again very strong move since the beginning of 2024, a nice breakout, typical VCP pattern, and then it surged from, it went from 220 to 360 in a couple of months. And now there has been a cup and handle pattern, again pullback close to the SMA 50, strong recovery on higher volume, and now this retracement on rather low volume, a doji candle, doji bar, and now very close to the resistance at approximately 370. LPLA, again very interesting on the weekly chart, higher lows, very close to the long-term resistance. Nasty shakeout, several times it tested the SMA 50. One thing I don't like is these volume bars, rather high volume on those on that down day. LMB, it's a specific one. This is a high tide bullish flag pattern, so an up move from more than 20%, from 38 to approximately 47, and now a bull flag pattern. consolidation, low volume. So if price can break above, let's have a look, the high 46.95. So if price can break above 47, it's a low risk setup with a tight stop loss just below this swing low, maybe below the SMA 50, and the first real target is at 52.53. PWR, Quanta Services, second time it retested the SMA 50. Again, not a huge fan of this volume signature, above average volume on those down days, but nevertheless it's one to keep an eye on. And then the last one, ENVA, it's already a setup for the demo spreadsheet. Consolidation, a shakeout, strong recovery, and so we are still waiting if this can break out above 64.51 for an entry. So that is the setup list. Let's go back and have a look at the watch list. So these are all stocks that are worth to keep an eye on, but they are not quite ready for a setup. NBIX, for example, price is in the middle of this consolidation range. Signs of accumulation, higher volume on the up days. So it's on our watch list, and I'd like to see some more tight price action at the level 145. Universal Technical Institute, UTI, a very impressive up move. The low in May 2023 was at 5.63, and in the beginning of 24 we've reached a high of 16.37, so that's quite impressive. And currently price is going sideways, rather close to the overhead resistance, and there is some volume, so above average volume, quite obvious. So that's what that is what caught my eye, so it's on the watch list. Dave, nice higher highs on the daily chart, but I've retained this for the weekly chart since the beginning, mid 2022. A very tight stage 1 phase, and we had a breakout stage 2 from 10 to the current high at 50, which is impressive at least. Nevertheless, it can go much higher. So now we've seen a small retracement, price retracement to the SMA 10. So if this can get above 50, above the high is currently at 50.75. It's a low risk setup with a stop loss, for example, just below this swing low, so just below 40. There is some upward potential. BZ, again on the weekly chart, we've experienced a clear stage 4 decline, then a stage 1 sideways range, so you can recognize the pattern of lower highs, and now we have a first higher low, so this is a premature stage 2 symmetrical triangle pattern. You can recognize this kind of triangle on the weekly chart. A double bottom on the daily chart, and prices making its way up to the resistance at 21.32. So it's not quite ready for a setup, but it's on my watch list. Vico Instruments, a little bit the same, consolidation range shakeout on the 21st of April. A strong recovery move, and it's making its way back up to the resistance at 37.70. 75. Hawkins, strong up move on the weekly. Price is contracting, volatility contraction, higher lows, close to the resistance, but not close enough at this moment. Fortuna Silver Mines, also interesting because of the weekly chart. So again, a stage 4 decline, turned over into a stage 1 phase, and now we have a breakout. Stage 2, premature stage 2, tight range. So if price can get above 5,494 with a tight stop loss, that is definitely a low risk entry. And then the last one, Apollo Global Management, the same scenario, strong up move on the weekly chart, now a consolidation phase, strong volume, price approximately in the middle of this trading range, so waiting for price to go up further. So the high is at 117.15. So this concludes the watch list. Now I'd like to mention all these stocks. The filters used are S1 to S4. Those are the different predefined Mark Minervini screening filters. If you have access to this spreadsheet, you can use these direct links. If you don't have access, just send me a direct message to my Twitter account. The access is completely free. Or you can also check the website, go to the documentation center, open the documentation center in the main menu, and then go to the stock screener menu. There are 2 articles available. If you scroll down, so Mark Minervini part 1, technical and fundamental filters, and there is also part 2. But if you want to gain more knowledge about the different screening filters that I use in this spreadsheet, just open up the first article. You will find all the different used screening filters, screen 1 to screen 6, with all the conditions used. Screens 5 and 6 are a combination of screens 1 and 4. So on the spreadsheet, we only use screens 1 to screen 4. So that's it for this video. Have a good trading week, and I'll see you soon.